Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have 3 clipboards going around. Can you sign your, give the details on the correct clipboard, please? We need the information from parents, coaches, and athletes. So I'm here to give a little report of what has been going on and what we are doing and where we are heading. Also, not only do you need to fill the board here, can you pass the news around and ask everyone to fill the online database? You can find it on www.so. I checked with admin and asked, hey, how many have signed up? And very disappointing. Can you put your hands up, those who signed up already? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so what about the others? Don't have computers? We'll buy you one. Okay. Let me get on to it. Yes, you can give the translations, please. Thank you.
Yeah, understand.
Okay. Oh, when you. First of all, about the overseas competitions, the list is available to all coaches and their athletes. Go to the website, right? And while you are on the website, sign in your data. Can? All right. The deadlines for submission of names for various competitions, our admin staff, they are following and they are keeping it up there. We have put this up on a website so that all coaches, you coaches and athletes, you know how urgent things are. Suddenly it's time to submit names. Suddenly it's time to put a first set of names and then the final name list and so on. And so our admin staff have to rush around looking for all these things. But if you as the coach and athlete, you are up to the mark and say, okay, there's a competition here, I'm going to qualify for this, I'm going to take part in this meet, I'm going to qualify, and then I will, our staff will update it. And so we can work together on this. Right? Otherwise, at the last minute, it's very difficult to do things. Can? Together, huh? And so these are some of the deadlines that we have to keep, and our admin staff are helping us to get these things done. So you can see, March and April and June and so on. There's so many deadlines to keep. But you must be the ones to keep telling us, hey, how come you never tell me that I'm going to somewhere or other? Alright? So this thing must be done very quickly.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I give suggestion that probably during the second all-comers example, those who want to go for Taiwan or Thailand, on the spot you can ask.
Okay. Alright, so here's a suggestion. So at the stadium itself, we can make announcements and say, hey, come here and tell us or something. Because we are all out there. Thank you very much, William. I think maybe we will follow up on that idea also. And then selection criteria, co-payment schemes are all up on the website for you for information. And if you have comments, give feedback to us. For 2011, the priority will be given to athletes who have qualified for the SEA Games. Followed by also those who are 1 to 6% of the SEA Games qualifying mark, until we fill up the quota given by the host country. If Thailand says you can send us 20 athletes, then for this year, priority will be given to those who have qualified. And then next will be those who are 1% off, 2% off, 3%, 6% off. And then if you still got places, then we will we'll give it to the others. Yeah? To some of the meets, if you want to go, if you are not in this category and you want to go, we will give you sanctions. So you can pay yourself and go. If you want to. This is something different. Huh? Last year, I remember there were so many complaints. You want to go to Pahang and you're not allowed to go to Pahang. Maybe they're scared you get lost in the jungle or something. But you understand, huh? So this time we are allowing it if you want to go. ranking lists will be used. So we have a ranking list for all the events, for all the girls and for the different age groups, and we will use the ranking list so that we have a fair selection when we need to do selections. The names of athletes who have qualified for the SEA Games and those who are up to 6% or less from the mark, all can be found on the SAA website. Tell us if you have missed your name. Let me just very quickly also say some of the initiatives that we are doing. Formation of relay squads. I think maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had a meeting with the coaches, relay coaches and so on. We decided that the relay teams have a good chance of qualifying, and so we said, let's form these squads. We'll do the same thing for the other events also, when the time comes, right? We want to have some kind of team training once or twice a week. Maybe we start with once a week and then go on to twice a week. All sprinters from 100, 200, 400 and their coaches are invited to be present. We have asked Mr. Melvin Tan to coordinate this with all the coaches. That was 2 weeks ago. We are very slow. And we are sprinters. 100, 200, 400. So I'm not sure what's happening, guys. Yeah? Coaches, are you all fighting with each other or what? Yeah? We need you to talk to each other and then come and tell us, hey, we have decided on this. Yeah, so that we can really get this squad training going. All coaches are welcome to work together with the relay squad coordinators. And I have not been able to name it because all the coaches have not been talking to each other to decide who is going to be the coordinator for women's, men's, 4-1 and 4Y. Can we do this by next week? And then we can fix the day of the training and decide the venue and get started. Once we get started, we'll be okay. Right? Okay. Then we also want to propose some training camps. Once we have all these things going, people have been selected for this and the squads are formed, not only the relay squads but the throwers, the jumpers and so on, we are proposing training camps for this year. First of all, the SEA Games squad, all those who have qualified and up to 6% of the mark, this will be our first training camp. All this will be included also, the SEA Junior qualifiers, the World Youth qualifiers, the Commonwealth Youth Games qualifiers. So there's quite a lot of people will be involved. Up here, up to 6% of the mark, there will be quite a lot, right? And one proposed training camp is in China. This is the Weilun Sports School. We have other options, but this is what we are proposing. 7 to 10 day camps in June. By the way, this was sent to us by Rachel. You may have read some negative reports in the papers, but this is Rachel on the 8th of April, which is just yesterday. So, sometimes everything that you read in the papers may not be very, very accurate. Alright? So our president is in touch with Rachel and everything is fine. Alright? And so you can see this is Rachel and look at her ending. Heart, love. Okay? So we are tell Rachel that we are with her. Okay? And she sent pictures to say that, hey, very nice facilities in this camp. Alright? And we are also thinking of allowing parents to travel to this camp. But it depends on you athletes first, whether you want them there or not. But I think it's good to have them there. Because you know how all this laundry and so on, the parents can do. So that's one good reason for parents to travel. And she sent us some slides about the dining area. You can see it's very nice, very shiny, food and so on. And of course, I also told them wherever we go, we make sure that the food is appropriate for Singaporeans and halal. Very important. Otherwise, you go down there and you don't feel like eating, then you can't train. You are so upset. This is what happened to one athlete long time ago. They sent him to Japan or China or somewhere. And then he had to travel 10 kilometers to look for McDonald's because in the hostel there's no food. So we will not make that same mistake. And of course, that's why we are sending the parents also. They can cook if you don't have food. So parents, sign up for this. So we are grateful for Rachel for organizing these kind of things. But if we find that that place is not a suitable place, then we will change because we have other options also. We have places in Shanghai also, so we might go there. So Uzbekistan, you come here to do your camp training, we go to Shanghai to do camp training. The second camp will be in Indonesia for the SEA Games squad at the end of September or early October, maybe 7 to 10 days. This will be by invitation. Okay? Yeah. Because it's getting close to the SEA Games, and I think the other juniors will have had enough of competition somewhere else. Can you ignore that background there? Now a little bit about the SSC and SAA Carding list. Everyone should be familiar with SAA's carding system. We adopted this carding system, which is much easier, less stringent than the SSC's carding system. We wanted to encourage athletes and coaches to work hard because you have a chance to get some allowance. Carding system, but this carding system, this generous carding system will cease after the SEA Games, and a different carding system will be placed in for 22. And we hope to do the check presentation later on. Have the check been signed? Otherwise we owe you. Okay, but everybody listen. Alright, please don't get angry when we make late payments. We cannot run away. Alright, we are here. It's only the process of signing the checks and approving and getting the paperwork done. Next year we will be smooth. This year, a little bit difficult. But I know you are not hard up for money. Or are you? If you are, tell us. Okay, then we will hasten the signing of checks. And don't eat Maggi mee all the time. Who's this? Canon. Huh? The next is, so that is about training camps and so forth. And the next one is about training courses. Many courses have come and more will be coming. There was a call for application for this international coaching course in Budapest in Hungary. And so we put it on the website, we advertised it, and this was going to be a very good course. You can see, I think it's a 300-hour course. General subjects 120 hours, sports specialization 180 hours, language of instruction, and then it's not just a holiday in Budapest. You can see there's examination to sit for, right? But such things are available, and so Asmah has been sent. Asmah is there, and she sent some reports. She said that it is now spring, good weather, cool temperatures, and some sun. Good. This is where she's staying. Yep. At this university. The building is more than 100 years old, so there's a bit of culture she's picking up there also. Indoor sports hall with the tracks and so on and so on and so on. And most of the PE classes are conducted here during cold weather. And then the university stadium, she sent us some pictures. And then she said this, training, very important, interesting point. They built a one-lane synthetic track on a slope just next to the track for athletes to do hill running. Gradient is gentle, it's pretty effective. Only 2 of such structures in the world. The other one in Italy. So there is a track. In fact, many years ago when I was studying in UK, 1980s or something like this, I wrote a paper, and one of the things I found was in Russia they had recommended this, going up and going down. So 150 meters or something like this. So I'm not sure whether you have that in your country or not. Do you have this kind of track, slope track? So it's something that Asmah has seen, and then she can send it to us. We learn something, yeah. And of course, she said that she is with these coaches, and being with these athletes and coaches, I'm sure she will learn some things, and she can come and pass this on to us. Then we had also this from April 26th to May the 2nd, IAAF Level 1 course for youth development in kids athletics. We published it on the website with the prerequisites and requirements, 6 applicants, and we picked Yana Lauren Wong. And she will be sent there. And RDC has also allowed a second participant at our expense, and we have picked Joseph So. Alright, so all these things are on the website, so you have to keep up to date. Otherwise, you might say, hey, we are only sending our friends. We are not, alright? We are giving everybody a chance. Huh? But one of the requirements is come back and teach the others. So it's not a holiday in Jakarta. RDC Jakarta will be conducting an international training camp for sprinters and hurdlers in June. But one coach and one athlete can go, but this athlete must be one who is going to take part in the World Youth Championships in July. But it's only for sprints and hurdles. So let's pick this. Let's find out who. Alright? If you are the one, tell us, and we will send you there. It came in today. Applications will be open soon. Another thing that came in today is the RDC Jakarta will be conducting a level 3 course for throw coaches. One coach can be sent for 21st May to 3rd June. Who has time to go? Throw coaches? Tell us. Alright, we'll put this on the application will be open soon. Okay, yeah, and you will see this kind of tables on your website, thanks to Jerry and Shah and all the others from the staff. They will tell us who is qualifying for what competitions and so on. Alright, so you don't have to read here. It's too small for you, but I just want to say that there are all these kinds of tables. And of course, for the C juniors, we have qualifying marks also up on the website. So coaches and athletes, you look at these things and ask us if you don't understand anything. The next thing is also, this just came from SNOC for the SEA Games, tentative flight reservation. So you can see SEA Games is in November, but now they are already telling us, hey, have you done this, have you done that, and so on. And so our admin staff has to be on the toes all the time. So for athletics, they have said that it's going to be from the 20th, competition dates is from 12th to 17th November, and they suggest that we should fly on the 8th of November. Supporters, you must also take note that flights from Singapore to Palembang back to Singapore are only on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. So we can make arrangements when the time comes for supporters. Next, we also constantly get data from Asia. And Shah will put this up on the website. So we use this to keep ourselves informed of the competitions in the other Asian countries. So you can see what is happening. I should have enlarged this, but I wanted to show you this. 5,000 meters, Hussein, 17:59, not very good, huh? But only 2 competitors. So, we are not the only country where we have a small number of competitors for certain events. But I'm sure for 5,000 we have lots of competitors. In fact, we had an email from Mok Indran, and he wants to try and qualify for the 5,000 for the SEA Games, and he requested our committee to have the race in the evening. So, Mr. Low, VP for competitions, he is organizing it for the evening. Maybe it's good, huh? And then we will, hopefully, we will get many people to come and run the 5K race when we organize it. We'll put information up on the notice board. Okay. Next, I want to talk a little bit about you athletes. Yeah, I saw this sprained ankle, but Tricia still wins silver. Athletes, you are doing a great job. You and the coaches. Alright? When we read this kind of articles, we are very heartened. Wow, sprained ankle and still run for your school for the sake of athletics and so on. Of course, I'm not sure whether this is good or not, but at least we know the spirit is good. Alright? So I don't want to talk about the ankle sprain and so on. Right? That's another story for some other time. But I want to talk a little bit of some educational aspects. When we meet like this, I want to try and educate parents, and maybe I don't have to educate coaches and athletes, but parents especially. I want you to get involved and learn about what your children are training. Many things, but today I want to touch on a couple of things. Alright? So you must go to the websites like this. For example, Speed Endurance is a free website, and lots of things that you can learn. So for example, here we have something about a video, 40 minutes long, but the topics that they cover will be these. The most important quality to train, 7 specific physical effects that occur after any training session, simple recovery techniques, 4 facts about muscle repair and rebuilding, 6 intensive training activities. So, coaches, you must have websites like this to go back to all the time. At least I think you are always looking at them. I want parents to get involved also. And so, let me tell you a little bit about this training. Some time ago, this was written about me, 1975. I want to talk a little bit about the science of the training.